What's going on, guys? Thought I'd do a Bloodborne mid-level farming guide for your blood echoes about halfway through in the Forbidden Woods. That was where I ended up doing a lot of farming for my build, and I really didn't see any mid-level, mid-game farming guides for the game. There's a really good late-game farming guide that I found was really helpful, but mid-game started to have a little bit of trouble and discovered a pretty efficient farming route, so I thought I'd share that today for you. Even though my character is very high level at this point, as you can see, 103, I'm going to be using the early game runes that you should have by this point in the game. This assumes that you've already been kidnapped by the Sack Bros and gotten the Moon Rune from down in the Hypogean jail. The Odin Wraith rune, which you get from the girl that's down there. If you have to have the church garb, either the black or white, I believe, will work. But she gives you that, which gives you Quicksilver bullets for your visceral attacks, which is really helpful. And your air rune that you get from killing the hunter in the graveyard where you killed Gascoigne. If you're doing Eileen's quest, you should already have this by now. So this is really helpful because it'll give you a bonus to your blood echo collection when you kill with visceral attacks, which is very helpful. So not only do you get more blood echoes, you also get Quicksilver bullets back. So that kind of extends how much, how many times you can use that visceral attack to get the echoes. I'm going to be using my saw cleaver. It's only at level 6. Again, I'm trying to kind of simulate what it's sort of like weapon and rune wise for this run. It's level 6, and let's see, I've got Tempering Bloodstone level 7, Red Blood Gem, which I believe you get from Amelia, her pendant, and Tempering, I'm not sure where you get that from. But anyways, I think these are probably mid-ish game level blood gems. So I'm gonna go ahead and head to the Forbidden Woods here, and I'll get started. Alright, so we're in the Forbidden Woods now, and that door is already open, but we're gonna pretend that it's not. So the first thing I always do is I run up here to this dude and try to get him away from the dude throwing the oil vials. This will kill on this guy, and that gives us 1400. I don't even bother with the dude up there. Also, I like to kill these. There's 2 crows. They're kind of buttholes hiding here, and they can surprise you. I actually opened this door to talk to the Covenant dude, and when I opened the door, I guess I made enough noise to aggro this one crow, and I was sitting there just chatting it up with the guy, and the crow came and got me. Alright, so I'll just wait a little bit. I kind of lure this guy so I don't aggro that guy with the rifle. And as you can tell, this is more or less a visceral attack, kill oriented run. There's a trap here. First time I triggered that, I didn't realize it rolled forward like that. I thought I was all slick and had missed it, and it does huge damage if you're not prepared for it. So anyways, this guy, oh, come on. And this dude has a pretty good chance of dropping a Twin Glowstone shard. Ah, missed it. Which at this point in the game is pretty decent. It's a pretty decent get. Now you have two choices here. You can try to do a drop attack and see how many of these guys you can take out, but the problem is that... Alright, I guess I'm going to be fighting the dog. There's a guy to the left just down off the ledge that will throw the oil at you, and there's several guys down here with torches, as you can see, that will just ruin your day. However, you can... These guys don't get aggroed if you drop down to take out the hunter and these two dogs, so you can get the backstab kill on these guys if you drop down. So that's typically what I do. And for these guys, I typically lure them back away from those other two guys by the flames. So this guy, the guys with the shields can be kind of hard to get them to attack, so you have to kind of bait them like this if you want to parry them. Try to get this guy away from them so I can get that free backstab on the one dude. Hey. As you can see, that Quicksilver rune is just keeping me loaded with bullets. And if you didn't already know this, even if your backstab takes away all their health, you still have a small window of time to get in the visceral attack for those extra blood echoes. And over here, I've got another one of those. Guys with the torches and the saw. Oh. So we started off with about 17,000 echoes at the beginning of the run, and we've got 31 now, so we're picking up pretty good amount. There's another trap right there. You can see the dark metal circle thing underneath the wood planks. This area is kind of hard to get a lot of visceral attacks. Because it's easy to aggro the group of guys over there by the other house. I think there's a guy sitting down. You aggro him usually. I hate trying to parry those guys. They just have such a far reach. I usually don't even bother. Oh, come on. For these guys, there's one guy, he doesn't actually come at you, the guy without the torch. He will just sit there and throw oil at you. So I usually try to get this guy. And for the oil guy, sometimes he'll punch you. He's just kind of a waste. But anyways, if you quiet enough, you can get a free backstab on this guy also. If this is your first time through, this huge hole is not is covered up, and if you walk into it, you know, you can see the boards that I got suckered into it, and there's a bunch of crows down there that'll ruin your afternoon. So just kind of be aware of those guys. Be aware of that trap. I don't even try to fool with these guys. I just kill them as fast as I can. Now I'm gonna go up to where the dog cages are. Get rid of those guys. And there's a shortcut that you unlock down there near one of those houses, but I don't bother with it in terms of the actual farming route. I believe this is where you get I can't think of the item name, but it's the one that lets you get to the Nightmare Mensis. The little blue rock thing. I've got it in my inventory, I'm just too lazy to look it up. And these crows up here, it's about 1,000 blood echoes worth of crows to take care of up here. Now, at this point in the game, for most people, there is usually one of the sack guys, which are just the hugest buttholes in the game, in my opinion, that'll be standing right here, and I was never successfully able to sneak up on him, so maybe you get lucky and manage to do it. I never was. Now also, the first time through here, and only the first time through here, there will be a guy here that he's the guy that shuts the gate, so he'll be hanging out like right here, just sort of with his back to you, and I think I got a backstab kill on him, but he never respawns, so. Now for these guys, I usually just drop attack this guy. Or not. Whoa. And this dude with the torch walking away, I usually wait for him to come back before getting too close to the Molotov guy that's kind of right there next to him. Otherwise he might nail you with a Molotov while you're going in for the visceral attack. And both of these guys are Molotov guys, and they really can't really carry them as far as I'm aware. Yeah, usually that guy's got an item, so you can drop down there if you want to, but I usually start back here to take out all the swamp people. I've never parried these guys. I don't know if you can or not. If you can, more power to you, but I usually don't even bother. Ain't worth my bullets. Yeah, couldn't get a backstab, so maybe they're immune to it. Now if you go real slow right here, you can get a free backstab on this other guy right here. Now there is a dude with a rifle up on top of this house, but his back's to you, so usually he doesn't come at you until after you go down here to fight these two guys. And I usually lure... You're kind of safe right around here, and I usually try to lure these guys one at a time down here. And you notice I'm getting hit several times on these parries, but it's really... Oh, what? Come on. It's really not that big of a deal because you'll get all your health back with the visceral attack. Okay, there's a cannon here. It is very strong. Do not get hit by it. The strategy is to first go in this cave. There will be some items here, and this door will open up and lead you back to the area with the big pit with the crows. So this is a shortcut. You won't really use it if you're using this as your farming run. And you'll see why near the end of the farming run. Alright, so Cannon Bro is wrecking our day. It does a lot of damage, so you don't want to get hit by it. What you want to do is basically kind of run from building to building. There's a bunch of buildings lining this little alleyway here. And most of them have dudes in there that you fight. There's a shortcut right here, or a little area you can kind of sneak through here to get into another house. And there are two guys waiting for you across there, and pitchfork guys somewhere around here. Okay. So I usually run here and kill the dude with the that, and then all right, when you run across there to that house, and there are two guys asleep. Missed both times, 3 times. Okay, there is a dude, you can probably see him over there. He's got the, he's one of those big nasty dudes, and he's got the big saw, or this guy's got a big rake that he'll hit you hard with. So you just need to be prepared for him, because it hurts. Alright, and now it's time to go kill the guy with the cannon.
You better upstairs! Away!
Fire the cannon. I was expecting something more exciting. Okay, now we're almost done with the run, but there is a dude in here that we have not faced before, or that you have not faced before if this is your first time through. At first, he looks like just a regular dude, but if you get close to him, he kind of holds his head and snakes bust out of his skull, and he gets insanely hard and tricky to parry and all that. What I usually do is I usually just run as hard as I can straight at him and just start swinging. If you get to him quick enough, you can get to him before he transforms with the snakes, and if you do that, then he's fairly easy to take out. But if you give him enough time and he transforms, then he'll have those snakes and he gets a lot more difficult. So he also has way more health than the other guys. And gives us 1600 blood echoes for that kill. Alright, there's one hidden, quote-unquote hidden area that we need to go to first before we finish this run. And it is down here. I've got another one of those really gross hairy guys. Oh, missed it. Up the ladder. And you only need to go up here the first time through this. I'm just showing you this in case this is your first time through. It's easy to miss. So if you go across here, find these gears for the windmill, and right down below there will be the cannon, which is a really insane weapon. It uses a ton of quicksilver bullets for each round, but does insane damage. So you need to pick that up if you want to do that. If not, whatever, it's cool. I never used it. I used it a couple of times, but I usually just stick with the good old pistol. And there's also, might as well show you this as well, there's also an NPC up here. And I believe you have to go up here twice to do both of these, because you have to drop down for that cannon. Unless you go to the NPC first, I think. So through here, up on the roof, there will be an NPC over here. And it's an interesting conversation. I'll let you decide what you want to do. He's another one of those guys you can send him to the chapel or the clinic, or leave him alone, or you can just hit him. Choice is yours. Continuing on, we are almost done, but snake guy, fully transformed, this is what he'll look like. The guy on the windmill, if you don't get to him in time, this is what he'll look like. And those snakes have a very long reach, so don't be deceived. And he goes just under 2,000 blood echoes. And down there is a whole lot of snakes. But that's the end of this farming route. And there will be an item on this dude, so don't forget to grab that. But this is an elevator, and it will take us back up to the little house right next to the lamp. And to the dream. And that's it. Hopefully you found this helpful if you're kind of at that point in the game and starting to have a little trouble. I know that there are a couple of difficulty spikes in the game, and right around Hemwick is where I started to hit one of those. But yeah, that I think I ran through that probably about maybe 4, 5, 6 times maybe, and it gave me enough blood echoes that I was able to get enough vitality and I think strength points allocated that I started to have much less trouble with those guys, and I was able to go through the rest of the Forbidden Woods where all the snakes were, which if you start that run back at the lantern and you continue past the guy with the snake head over there on the bridge, if you keep going past him and go all the way through the entirety of the Forbidden Woods, all the way up to the Shadow of Yharnam boss lantern, I think you can get somewhere in the neck of the woods around maybe 100 to 110 echoes, I believe. Because I did that a couple of times just to see how many I could get, and also because the first time through I missed a couple of items. And yeah, tons of blood echoes in that area, but there are a lot of those snakehead hunters, and some pretty nasty big giant balls of snakes that are they hit pretty hard, and they have venom and a lot of gross attacks. But anyways, hopefully you found this helpful and can help you get through any difficulty curves that you might be encountering and get on through the game, because at this point in the game for you guys, there is a lot more insanely amazing and awesome stuff to see, like this, the whirligig. I'm going to talk about a serious weapon. Alright guys, take care, till next time.